Well, hello there, friends, and welcome to Equipped for Worship, the podcast for small church and bi-vocational worship leaders and pastors who want to serve faithfully, lead joyfully, and make the most of what God's given us. I'm your host, Chuck Harris. I'm a full-time worship and media pastor at a small-town church in rural Kentucky. And whether you plan your Sunday set list on a whiteboard, a napkin, or the back of a bulletin, this podcast is for you. Today's episode is called Why Small Churches Need Big Tools, Getting Started with Planning Center. Now listen, I get it. The name Planning Center sounds like a government agency or something involving spreadsheets and headaches. But trust me, this is one of the best tools out there for small churches, especially if you're wearing multiple hats and juggling volunteers like flaming torches. 1 Corinthians 14:40 says this, "But everything is to be done decently and in order." That verse isn't just about worship style. It's about intentionality. When we plan, we honor God. And today, we'll look at a tool that helps us do just that. All right, let's start with the basics. What is Planning Center? And why would a church of 50 people or even 25 need it? Well, to put it simply, Planning Center is an online platform that helps you plan and organize your church. It is a church management software. And they offer a very comprehensive suite of intuitive tools designed to help streamline your ministry and to empower your team. With modules like People that help you organize your congregation, to track involvement and to manage small groups. Schedules help simplifies your volunteer recruitment. Check-ins provides a secure and efficient way to manage your nurseries, your children's ministry, and events. They have tools for giving, registrations for your event signups, and even your groups are able to be on Planning Center to help foster their community and to make connections and help administration easier than ever. Our focus today is on the module services, where we can build service flows, manage media, and coordinate our volunteer musicians. It's like the Swiss Army knife of worship tools, except you don't have to break your fingernails or poke your fingers trying to open it. I like to define it like this. Planning Center Services is like our old worship binders, our volunteer clipboards, and our bulletin drafts. But it's the modern version. It's all rolled into one clean digital space. It helps us plan with excellence, to communicate with our teams, and to serve our churches without that Sunday scramble. It's not about being flashy. It's about being faithful. Remember our verse from 1 Corinthians. Paul said, everything is to be done decently and in order. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Isn't that for mega churches with full-time staff and production teams? Well, no. Planning Center is actually perfect for smaller churches because it helps bring order to the beautiful chaos that ministry can sometimes be. It helps us plan our worship services, from songs, scripture readings, announcements, you name it. You can plug that in to your orders of worship. You're able to schedule your volunteers. There's no more last-minute texts on a Saturday night or a Sunday morning. We've all received those. And it helps store your song library. No more sheets of paper in a drawer or on a shelf. Your lyrics, your chords, your arrangements, your MP3s are all in one place. Services also integrates with some of the best worship tools out there, from praise charts to Lifeway Worship to CCLI. It can all be integrated into Planning Center services. Proverbs 21:5 says this, "The plans of the diligent certainly lead to profit, but anyone who is reckless certainly becomes poor." That applies to spiritual ministry too. Diligence brings fruit. Now, if the idea of software makes you want to throw your computer out the window, breathe easy. You don't have to use every feature that we just talked about. Let's start with this. Planning Center Services. This is your home base. This is where you create orders of service, where you add songs, and where you drag and drop to rearrange, which is so much easier than scratching out on paper, if I'm being honest. This is where you add your volunteers, your people. You can add just the basics, their name, their email, what role they're going to fill, like guitar, vocals, sound. This is where you schedule those volunteers. The system emails them, and they can confirm with one click, either accept or deny. There's even options for them to give a reason why they're not going to be there, like I know I'm going to be sick or last minute vacation. Yes, even Brother Don with his flip phone can get a reminder. This is also where you're going to upload your chord charts or link to CCLI Song Select. This helps your team show up prepared and avoids that awkward, how does that bridge go again moment? They're able to practice and rehearse each song in your order of worship on their own throughout the week. This is where you upload those MP3s that they can listen to. There's even an option for you to transpose that track in the key that you're playing in. Again, this isn't about being flashy. It's about serving well. Colossians 3:23 says this, "Whatever you do, do it from the heart, as something done for the Lord and not for people." And folks, that includes planning worship. All right, so we've talked about why Planning Center. We've talked about how to use it. Well, but what's the benefit of using it? What does Planning Center actually do for our churches, for your church? Well, it frees up your brain. We've got enough to remember on a Sunday morning. This keeps it all in one place. It empowers our volunteers. They know what's coming and they feel more confident knowing that. And it improves excellence, clean transitions, solid flow, which equals smoother Sundays. A funny story, one time I forgot to tell our scripture reader that we changed passages. And what he was getting ready to read was not going to flow well and get to the point of what the sermon is actually going to be about. And Planning Center could have saved me that red face. And here's the real kicker. It helps you pastor your people. When your team knows what to expect, you can focus more on encouraging them, praying with them, and discipling them. We use Planning Center services here at my church, and that allows me to be free to receive text messages and questions about how does this go again? What did you want to do here throughout the week? And in turn, on a Sunday, instead of me scrambling over, we got to do this, trying to get all that information out, then I take time to go and pray with my worship band. I take time to go and pray with my audio visual team in the back. I take time to pray with my pastor. It takes that Sunday scramble away and it lets us focus on our people. Hebrews 13:20 and 21 reminds us that the God of peace equips us with everything good to do his will. That includes tech tools like Planning Center services. They're just another form of equipping. Okay, now let's tackle some common hangups that some people are going to have, some common objections and some encouragement. Well, we're too small for that. Well, there's really no such thing. If you got a team, you need a plan. I thought that my church was too small for using something like Planning Center until I started using it. And I realized, man, it's such a blessing to have this tool available that frees me up to pastor my people. Well, it's too expensive. Again, not true. Planning Center Services has a free version that you are able to use. There's a free version for churches with up to 15 members. That's perfect for the small teams. And then you can grow into more if you need it. That's the great thing about Planning Center is you're able to cancel. You're not into this contract for long term. You can cancel and add anytime that you want. Well, I'm not techie. I'm not a tech person. You don't need to be a tech wizard. You just got to be willing to learn. It's so user-friendly, and it gets easier over time. Take it slow. Start with just the order of service. You don't have to be a digital native to do this. You don't have to be a Gen Z or a millennial to try to do it. You're able to do it at your own pace. Don't be afraid to ask for help either. There's probably a teenager in your church who can walk you through it. And there's tutorials on things like YouTube. Even Planning Center's site itself has tutorials that will help guide you through using it. Well, we've never done it that way in the past. Well, worship pastor, worship leader, it may be about time to shift the perspective. It's not about doing something new for the sake of new, but doing it to better the kingdom. Ephesians 4:12 says to equip the saints for the work of ministry. That's what this is. We're equipping our volunteers to work and to love and to take responsibility for the ministry that they're serving in. Well, worship leaders, worship pastors, that's it for today. If you've never tried Planning Center, give it a shot. Give it a shot this week. Even just creating a simple order of worship can be a game changer. Thanks for listening to Equipped for Worship. If today helped you, would you leave a review or share it with another worship leader? We're all in this together. And don't miss next week's episode, Unified Worship, Leading in a Multi-Generational Church. We'll talk about what to do when one group wants hymns and the other wants Hillsong, and how to bring them together in joyful, Christ-centered worship. Until then, keep serving faithfully and leading joyfully. See you next time.